Happy rosy coloured glasses! How are you doing today? Well, I have a lovely mudra and mantra for you this week, which is in honour of my dear friend Will, who passed yesterday, very sadly, for her family. We have another star in the sky, and she was and is the embodiment of compassion. So the mantra from this week is, I am pure compassion. I am pure compassion. And this mantra is really about us remembering that the war that we have outside of us is the result of the war that we have inside of us. So being able to bring compassion to every aspect of our own being, especially the parts of us that perhaps are not working with us. If you know that you're struggling with a disease and you're learning to love yourself through it, or you're having challenges in your relationships, whatever's actually going on, the challenge first is to bring harmony and compassion to every part of you, particularly the bits of you just don't love, that you feel are unacceptable. And in order to do this, we have brought, it's called Mustika mudra, okay? So with this, you bring your hands together like so. So you just fold the knuckles in and your thumbs, and you press into your heart, and you feel the beat of your heart. And you remember that when one person is suffering in the world, we're all suffering, we're all united, we're part of one whole unity. And we recognize this, and we recognize that the disharmony that goes on outside of us is a reflection of the disharmony within each of us. We start to choose to work with our inner world, we'll start to see it reflected outwardly. So you take deep breaths in, you use this mudra, I'll show you again because you can't really see. You use this mudra at your heart, feeling your thumbs against your heart and breathing deeply. And this week we've got the Twin Flame Ascended Master from Doreen Virtue's deck. And this is Angeus. Angeus. Now, twin flames, you may have heard about twin flames. We're all looking for our soulmates, or we're hoping we're with our soulmates. But again, the quality of the relationship that we have with our partners is a direct result of the quality of the relationship that we have with ourselves. Asking someone else to love our own unloved parts is very difficult indeed, because even if they did, we'd think there's something wrong with them for doing that. So Angeus helps us to bring balance to the inner masculine and the inner feminine within each of us, so that we can then see that reflected outwardly. So you may be a giver, you may be a taker. You know, you need to look at in your own life whether you're someone who gives and maybe needs to take a little more, or whether you generally feel you need to take and you don't have enough of what you need inside of you, in which case being able to give from your heart, just the intention of believing in the goodness of others, will help you to receive more from everybody. So this is our collective prayer. I am pure compassion. I am pure compassion. I am pure compassion. And in saying this mantra, bringing light and love to the unloved bits of ourselves, we can then ask for what we need and trust that life does love us, does want us to be happy, and brings to us what we need. It's not always what we want, but it is what we need, and we work with that. So putting it out there for all the suffering in the world, let's heal our own inner suffering and bring compassion to it. Especially if you find that you're having to deal with tricky decision making and you're having to practice tough love. This is for the highest good. Remember that sometimes love has to teach the harsh ways before we can learn to take responsibility for our own actions. If that's relevant to you, remember to practice loving kindness and compassion to yourself through this. My love to Will's family, my love to everybody who's suffering right now. Compassion is key. Namaste.